And I'm not sure if you guys saw Donald Trump talking about flag burning. I'll get to that in a second, but first I want to show you guys what this one veteran then did right in front, right in the middle of DC.
My name's Jay Carey. I'm a retired disabled combat veteran, serving over 20 years in the United States Army. I fought for every single one of your rights to express yourself and however you feel that you may want to express yourself. There's a First Amendment right to burn the American flag. Archdeacon in that house right there signed an executive order today saying that it was illegal to burn the American flag. No president can make a law, period. No Congress shall make a law infringing on First Amendment rights. I'm burning this flag as a protest to that illegal fascist president that sits in that house. Do this for every single one of you American citizens. We burn this flag in protest to that president who feels that it's his right to do whatever he wants, make whatever law he wants, regardless if it's legal or illegal. Go away. Go away. Go the away from me. Once again, my name is Jay Carey. I am a 20-year combat veteran, having served in the United States Army. It is our First Amendment right to burn this flag, regardless of what the president says. Yeah, that's what I thought. Nobody will enforce those illegal laws that president tries to make.
20-year veteran in the Army stood out in front there and burned the American flag. You know, it's egregious. Oh my God, it's so horrible. It's nothing new. We've seen American flags get burned over the years from all kinds of conflicts, from things with the U.S. government, our involvement in overseas conflicts. We've always seen it. And for some reason, people like Donald Trump who continue to live in this weird alternate reality of, oh my God, if someone burns the American flag, a piece of my soul burns. Oh my God, I can't believe it. So this was in direct response, that veteran talking out there and doing that and shoving one guy away, was doing it in response to Donald Trump's executive order that he signed that you'll soon find out he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Lastly, sir, this is an executive order on flag burning. It charges your attorney general.
Would you listen to this? This is very important. Flag burning. All over the country, they're burning flags. All over the world, they burn the American flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision, they called it freedom of speech. But there's another reason, which is perhaps much more important. It's called death. Because what happens when you burn a flag is the area goes crazy. If you have hundreds of people, they go crazy. You could do other things. You can burn this piece of paper. But when you burn the American flag, it incites riots at levels that we've never seen before. People go crazy. In a way, both ways. There are some that are going crazy for doing it. There are others that are angry about them doing it.
What a clown. What a little baby dummy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So all of the country, first off, all of the country, they're burning American flags. So all of the country, they're burning American flags. You've seen them. You have no examples of it, but they're all of the countries doing it. So you have to sign this executive order to limit people's First Amendment rights. It's weird how he keeps violating the Constitution with these random game show segments that he keeps doing in front of cameras while this guy hands him some folder to sign some bullshit about. But what he's talking about is there's burnings everywhere, just like there's crime everywhere in all these cities where crime is going down. Isn't it weird how everything he says is in direct opposition to reality, your real life lived reality? But again, there's indications of this guy's extreme fascism. He said a sad court once ruled 5-4 that this is okay. A sad court, because his opinion should trump a sad court that he doesn't like its rulings that protect people's First Amendment rights to do these types of things. He gets to overrule that by signing an executive order with a scribble scrabble signature over the top of it. But the main reason is people go crazy. I mean, they go crazy. People lose their minds. It's like it jumps out of their brain and they can't control themselves, and riots start. So if riots start over someone burning an American flag, you have to sign an executive order to make it illegal. You know what else riots have started over? Not sure if he knows this. Riots have started over police unlawfully killing American citizens in the streets, in their cars, in their homes. That's what those riots that you guys were pissed about in 2020 were started over policing and intentional killing of people because they figure the citizens of this country aren't going to care about these lesser, lower class citizens that Donald Trump deems partial human beings. That's what starts riots. Are you going to sign an executive order that police should stop over policing and killing people and pulling out guns as soon as they see a black person driving in a car? Are you going to sign executive orders to keep police from frisking folks and detaining them on the streets the way you've unleashed them on folks in Washington, D.C.? No, he's making things up. He went from that declaration of riots starting and people losing their minds to then him talking about what this executive order will do to what people to people who want to burn the American flag, and see where this cartoon heads next.
Do you want to discuss that?
Sure. So what the executive order does, sir, it charges your Department of Justice with investigating instances of flag burning, and then where there's evidence of criminal activity where prosecution wouldn't fall afoul of the First Amendment, and instructs the Department of Justice to prosecute those who are engaged in these instances of flag burning.
And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail, no early exits, no nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag, you get, and what it does is incite to riot. I hope they use that language, by the way. Did they?
Yeah, incitement is.
Incite to riot. And you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail. You don't get 10 years, you don't get 1 month. You get 1 year in jail, and it goes on your record. And you will see flag burning stopping immediately, just like when I signed the Statute and Monument Act. 10 years in jail if you hurt any of our beautiful monuments. Everybody left town. They were gone. Never had a problem after that. It's pretty amazing. We stopped it. But this is something that's, I don't know, in a certain way, it's equally as important. Some people would say it's more important because the people in this country don't want to see our American flag burned and spit on. And by people that are, in many cases, paid agitators. They're paid by the radical left to do it. You talk to these people, they don't even know, half of them don't even know what they're doing. They say, I don't know, they gave me money to do this.
Who is he talking to? I mean, I talked to these people, these radical leftists. They were paid agitators. You know, they came into the White House and they said, Mr. President, I was paid, and I don't know what I was doing. I mean, my brain left my head, and then they paid me $35, so I started burning American flags. If you actually just stop and listen to the stupid shit he says, you'll see how childlike these lies are. I don't know. I mean, these radical leftists, which radical leftists? And who are the people that talked to you and said that they didn't know what they were doing when they burned the American flag? They just did it. Oh, and by the way, he also signed some kind of opposition to Statue and Monuments Act so that people don't destroy his Confederate statues because, you know, he's a racist. After that, we never had a problem after that. Never had a problem. Maybe because you didn't have a problem before you came up with that whole line of nonsense about how there's this huge problem. Isn't it weird? He creates problems in his brain and then tells everybody that's what it is. Then he solves them and says, look what I just solved. Don't forget what the guy said at the beginning, the one who's explaining it to him. He said, this is to be prosecutable if it doesn't violate their First Amendment. So anybody that does some flag burning, think about this circular logic. If you do flag burning, your Department of Justice will be charged with prosecuting you if it doesn't violate your First Amendment. That means they can't do anything. That's all it means. It means they can't do anything. He's signing an executive order that means nothing. Do you guys want to hear that part again? Listen to what that idiot says.
What the executive order does, sir, it charges your Department of Justice with investigating instances of flag burning, and then where there's evidence of criminal activity where prosecution wouldn't fall afoul of the First Amendment, and instructs the Department of Justice to prosecute those who are engaged in these instances of flag burning.
Where prosecution wouldn't fall afoul of the First Amendment, then we'd prosecute. It means nothing. He's a presentation president, but all the people behind him are doing all the dirty work of taking away your rights while he's acting like this is a big deal. That's why when he handed it to me, he went, "This is a big deal. Listen to this. Listen to the most insignificant thing of the day." So they did arrest that veteran, by the way. And you won't be surprised to hear that they had to release that veteran because they couldn't violate his First Amendment rights.
He's out. Okay, so if you saw the video earlier of the veteran that was burning the flag in protest of Donald Trump's executive order, this is him. He's out of jail. So walk us through. You got picked up by Secret Service, then what?
Yep, got searched, handcuffed, put in the back of one of their rides, sat there for a while. They were arguing with Park Police on who had jurisdiction. Park finally had jurisdiction. They put me in the back of their car. Car to ride in the back of, by the way. Wound up back over at their holding cell, their D cell, they call it, or D1.
Yeah, you were District 1.
Yeah, District 1.
I found out, yeah.
They felt the need to search me 3 times. So what, 4 hours?
Yeah.
4 hours?
It's been about 4 hours right now.
Just do it.
So 4 hours, and then
So what they eventually charge you with?
they charged me with lighting a fire in a park.
So so to make sure everybody understands your message, why did you do this to begin with?
I did this in protest of what Donald Trump did with that executive order, saying that it was illegal to burn an American flag. He can't make orders, and I want to put it to the test, so I did. And
You're not in jail for a year.
I'm not in jail for a year.
Crazy how that works. They don't do anything but waste your time and your money and then intimidate you. They will arrest you, but they can't do much after that. That's in this particular instance. But again, they figure they can do it to other folks who don't know enough of their rights, or enough people will be like, who cares about that guy? He's just an immigrant. That's what they're hoping for. It's intimidation tactics. But I saw one of you guys mention something that was on my mind too. You know, that sad decision that Donald Trump said about whether or not you can do flag burning in that sad court. It's weird because, you know, this one guy that was on that court that was a part of that decision, he's no longer with us, but he did talk about what he feels about flag burning versus what the Constitution may say. And this guy is a total, like, hardcore conservative former justice of the Supreme Court. You guys might know who I'm talking about.
If I were king, I would not allow people to go about burning the American flag. However, we have a First Amendment which says that the right of free speech shall not be abridged, and it is addressed in particular to speech critical of the government. I mean, that was the main kind of speech that tyrants would seek to suppress. Burning the flag is a form of expression. Speech doesn't just mean written words or oral words. It could be semaphore. Burning a flag is a symbol that expresses an idea. I hate the government is unjust, whatever.
If you're not sure, then in the end, and no one knows the Constitution better than you do, doesn't it come down to your personal interpretation of the Constitution? If it isn't clear-cut, which it clearly isn't, you in the end have to make an opinion, don't you?
Well, don't forget, this person has to be convicted by a jury of 12 people who unanimously have to find that he was inciting to riot. So, you know, it's not all up to me.
Antonin Scalia. Isn't it weird how he sounds versus what this dictator sounds like? And Antonin Scalia was, God, this guy is now just saying, I can do what I want. Antonin Scalia said, if I were king, yeah, I would stop people from burning the American flag because I don't like it. But it's someone's freedom of their First Amendment rights of expression. I don't like the government, were some of his examples. I don't like the oppressive nature of the government. And Donald Trump wants to stop all of that. I'm just wondering when the people who said this guy's not a fascist dictator wannabe are going to finally admit that he is. And again, it doesn't stop at the name calling. It stops at then realizing it so you can go, wait a second. What else would this fascist dictator do to me in my life? Because he's going to do it if you keep letting him get away with it.